Thanks for watching and good night.
Thanks and welcome to Look North. Tonight, a head teacher from a Huddersfield school demands action after one of his pupils is killed in a knife attack. Good evening and thanks for joining us. A head teacher has made a personal plea to each and every one of us. A week ago today, one of his pupils was killed outside the school gates in broad daylight as children made their way home. Kyrie McLean was stabbed outside North Huddersfield Trust School last Wednesday and died in hospital. Two boys, aged 15 and 16, have been charged with murder. Well, this afternoon, head teacher Andrew Fell stood alongside other members of staff and community leaders and demanded this tragedy would be a catalyst for change. Let's take a listen.
Today, we stand together as a community in support of Kyrie's family. We are united in shock, numbed by grief, and determined that this tragedy must become a catalyst for change. Kyrie was just 15 years old. A week ago today, the hopes, dreams and aspirations of a member of our school community were taken from him in an unimaginably cruel fashion. Staff and students, as we try to process what happened, remain bewildered and grief-stricken. The only way this will change is through a coordinated, systematic approach to identifying, monitoring and supporting those who are vulnerable, coupled with an unwavering focus on those who draw our children into a world where it is seen as normal and acceptable to carry and wield weapons that can kill. Silence does nothing other than create acceptance. The community we serve is no different to many hundreds of others across our country. This issue is endemic. If we don't put countermeasures in place, it will only grow worse.
Andrew Fell speaking there. Next tonight, parents in Leeds are battling to save Queensway Primary School in Yeadon. The council says the birth rate is declining, so the school is no longer viable. Abby Jayola has the story.
There's only one topic of conversation at the school gates today. Families of pupils are determined to fight plans to shut Queensway Primary.
My kids are devastated and we've had tears, we've had anger, we've had everything just while they're trying to get their heads around it.
The younger siblings are here and they're thriving at this school. I'm just not happy about it.
It's not just our children that's affected, it's every child. Yeadon, Guiseley, even Ockley, Farreach and Hillsborough. There is not enough room in the other schools to accommodate all our children.
The education that they've been given from Queensway, many could say that they could get it from any school, but I personally don't believe that.
Leeds City Council say they need to manage the number of school places in the area because the birth rate has dropped significantly and there are other schools with surplus places. In a statement they told us, we want schools to have sustainable numbers so they can meet the needs of their learners. The school has 152 pupils but could take 210. There are only 12 in the reception class. Across the year groups there's a higher than average number of children with additional needs and from deprived backgrounds.
It's rocked the community already, where, as every school will say, a school is really important, but we are a community school that serves, a community that needs the school for a number of reasons. We've got obviously to educate the children, but for families as well, we are a safety net. They can come into us on a morning. Throughout the day, we offer various levels of kind of intervention and support. We've got our children's centre on site, and it's such a necessity to have our school because the families need us here.
A 4-week consultation is now underway to decide the school's future. Families here will continue campaigning to keep the doors open. Abby Jayola, BBC Look North, Yeadon.
In other news, ambulance workers in Yorkshire are going to vote on whether to go on strike. The GMB union says its members are angry over the government's 4% pay award, which they say is in effect yet another massive real terms pay cut. And workers at the Yorkshire Wildlife Park in Doncaster have been warned they're at risk of redundancy. The park say that limited numbers of cuts are being considered to protect the business due to escalating running costs. They say the park is still profitable and visitor numbers are up overall this year, but by less than projected. And Yorkshire Water is going to increase its support for low-income households. More than 45,000 customers on their social tariffs will get an automatic account payment of £70. The water supplier says they hope this payment will provide some relief to households as the cost of living rises. And in football, Huddersfield Town have today officially confirmed that their new head coach is Mark Fotheringham. The 38-year-old Scott replaces Danny Schofield, who was sacked 2 weeks ago. Fotheringham has agreed a contract until 2025. Right, let's get the weather forecast now. Paul is here. Paul, are we going to need our winter coats tomorrow?
Not too bad tomorrow, but definitely Friday. Autumn definitely on the way on Friday. It turns wet and windy from the west, but not too bad tomorrow. There will be a few showers around, but also spells of sunshine. But that's the chart for Friday. A dry start, but heavy rain and strong winds will sweep in from the west during the course of the day. There's been some heavy rain around this evening across the Pennines in particular. That continues to pull away southwards. All of us becoming dry with clear spells. Not as chilly as it has been on previous nights, lows of 8 or 9 degrees. So it looks as though most of us will be off to a dry, bright start with some sunshine in the morning. We'll see a few scattered showers pushing in from the North Sea just for a time, but there'll be a decent amount of sunshine in between those showers and a little less chilly. Highs of 16 Celsius, that is 61 degrees Fahrenheit. Friday then it turns wet and windy from the west. Sunshine showers Saturday, mostly dry and bright on Sunday. That's the forecast.
Thanks, Paul. That's all from the Lake Team. We'll be back tomorrow with your breakfast news at 6:30. Bye-bye.